What's going on, y'all? What's going on? It's your boy DJ Finesse, aka the crowd favorite, aka Mr. Golden Era, here on Finesse with Special Guest Podcast. Welcome to all of my folks here who's tuning in on YouTube. I know we're going live on some other platforms as well, all around the world. For those of you who do not know who I am, again, my name is DJ Finesse. I am a former DJ for Bad Boy Records, that is P. Diddy's record label. Had an amazing time under that umbrella from 2004, 2011. Did everything under the sun there is. Rap City, 106 in Park, NBA All-Star weekends, Super Bowl weekends, you name it, red carpets, celebrity events. And I say all that to say that I've met some amazing, amazing people under that umbrella, having a great time. So this is literally this is episode 3. So episode a little funky. So episode 1 is just kind of the intro. Episode 2 is my man Master Age. You can see that on my website, finesselifestyle.com. This is episode 3, and I'm super excited about this episode. But I got my man on here. I'm going to introduce him in a minute. But I'm excited to have him on here. We're going to introduce him in a second. But my man Noah's here too. Noah, what's good, man? How you doing? I can't hear you. I want to make sure you're unmuted.
I'm doing great. I'm happy to be here.
You good? So my man Noah, he's my intern. He's running the backboards for me. You can't do everything, right? As far as interviewing, touch a lot of stuff. So my man is a high school student. He just had some exams today, right? How you feeling?
I feel great. Got those out the way.
Okay.
Got to finish strong.
You did good?
Yeah.
All right. A few more to go, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we're going to get into this real quick. So Noah, I appreciate you, man. So if you can stop your camera, it'd be great. So guys, again, I appreciate everyone that's on this podcast. We're going to have some fun with this thing. I got a whole lot of folks we're going to be introducing over the next few months, a whole lot of artists, celebrities, influencers. And I love talking about chance meetings because I believe there's so much value when you meet people that you had no idea you would meet. And this next brother I'm about to bring on right now, it's funny because, his name and my name are extremely similar. And some folks might take offense to that, but when I met him in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and just caught me off guard because his poise and the way he just carried himself, and you could see like he had that it factor, right? Just literally had that it factor. And he's an amazing talent. He's a comedian. He's a social media influencer. He's a massive TikTok influencer. So from anyone here who's looking to get that blue check, like we all got the stimulus checks, right? They ain't giving out blue checks the way they're giving out them stimulus checks, right? So if you're looking to get that blue check, my man is here to do his thing. And he's more than just that. But I mean, he's got so much value to add to you guys. And I'm super excited to have a conversation with him. And guys, I'm telling you, if you follow him on Instagram, and Noah, if you could throw some stuff up for him right now, I want to make sure people see what his social media is. So if you can see right now, I mean, he's got over 1 million YouTube subscribers. He's got over 5 million followers on TikTok. Just starting to smash off Instagram, over 100,000, followers, 110,000 followers on Instagram. So there's someone here who is literally adding value that people want to see. They want to talk to. They want to know what he's into. They want to ask him questions about how he does this and why so many people are attracted to this man. So this is my dude right here from Ohio. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Finesse with Special Guest, my man from Ohio, Nike Finesse. What up, brother?
What's going down, guys? How we feeling?
What's good with you?
Hey, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Yeah, man, I can hear you great.
Sure. I got this new Yeti mic, man, so I'm testing out this new Yeti mic. That's all.
Okay. It sounds good, man.
I appreciate it.
Okay. So listen, brother, first and foremost, man, thank you for being on the podcast.
Thank you for inviting me. This is dope.
Yeah, man. I mean, we met in Atlantic City. It was instant, right? It was an instant hit. I saw what you were doing, and I really didn't have much information. I'm a lot older, right? About TikTok and even how to brand yourself in a social media era. We came from the back of the trunk, right? The trunk era.
Yeah.
You walking up and down the streets, you getting in your car, you driving places. So we didn't really have the access to people that you do. But my point is that doesn't deter from the talent, right? It doesn't deter from the talent. So I want to get into a bunch of that. But first and foremost, I want to know how you doing, man. How's
man, I'm
Ohio?
good. Listen, okay, when you say Ohio, everybody around me always think that we like ride bears or something like that. Like there's a cornfields riding bears. Like, first of all, I don't live in that part of Ohio. I don't know what y'all think, but I'm not from that part of Ohio. I live in the city, well, suburbs.
Okay. I think LeBron James. That's all I think. Ohio, I think LeBron James. I don't think, you know what I'm saying, the Bears. I think LeBron James.
We'll take that. I will take LeBron James over anything, you know, because what other people think it's different. It's different.
Hold on. You're gonna take him over Jordan? That's a different conversation now.
I mean, back then the game was way more aggressive. The game was way more hands-on. I feel like you could get away with more stuff back then than now. Like now, I mean, I bump into your elbow, you get the shooting foul. You know what I'm saying?
You're going to the line on that,
You're going to the line, bro. You're going to the line.
We're going for 2 on that. And I'm a college basketball player, so I get it. I play college basketball, so I get it.
Yeah, man. It's way more physical now than it was, or way more physical then than it was back now. You know now.
Okay. And we'll get into the ball because I know you play ball too. But let's just have a candid conversation. I know you have a whole lot of people on here who know you were jumping on my podcast, and I appreciate that. Who probably want to know a little more in depth about who you are as a person, and maybe they don't always get the opportunity to talk to you the way that I hope when I can talk to you and just kind of bring some stuff up. But so you're from what part of Ohio are you from?
I'm from Warren, Ohio. People that don't know what Warren is, I'd probably say closer to Cleveland. And we about 45 minutes away from Cleveland, so near there. Or if maybe even Youngstown, but people don't really know where that's at. So I'm gonna say like Youngstown, Warren area is where I'm originally from. Okay. And what was it like growing up as far as family, the area, school? Like, what was it like growing up for you? I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I was a nerd, bro. I was a nerd in school. Like, I'm talking about like I wasn't a part of the cool clique. You know what I'm saying? I had my small group of friends that I hung out with, but I wasn't the cool kid at all. Unless if you was in a band, you was like, oh man, Nike. Well, they didn't call me Nike. They called me by my government back then, but we ain't gonna get into that. But they was like, yeah, he was that dude. You know what I'm saying? Because I was a drummer. You know what I'm saying? So in the band, I was here. But outside of that, in regular school, man, I was a nobody. Hold on now, because listen, I might beg to differ because I tried to play the drums, right? Yeah. I tried to play the drums. I think a lot of us grew up with music. We grew up in music. Yep. We tried to play some instrument, right? I had to play the accordion. You played the thing? Yeah, man. They made me play the accordion. The Steve Urkel? Yeah, yo. On everything, they made me play the accordion, and I think it was because they wanted to see if you could do 2 things at once. You had to like go in and out, and then hit buttons in the back, right? Yeah. So I had to start that first, but I wanted to be a drummer. Right. So I always thought the drummers were sexy, bro. Like the drummers got all the chicks. Yeah, drummers and saxophone players. Yeah. Drummers and saxophone players. Okay, so you might have thought you was the nerd, but you was the drummer. So you was the drummer. In the band. Yeah. In the band, you was one that they focused on. So I might beg to differ a little bit about that. Now, did you actually get to like rock out and play? I mean, yeah. I mean, when I say that, I was in jazz band, I was in symphonic band, and I was in a marching band. So that was all 3 bands that I was in, man. Jazz band was a different flow, man. It's you playing drum set, you all that, on jazz band. And marching band, I played the bass drum, I played the snare, and I played the 5 drum. Some people call them the tenor, some people call them the quints, but I played those as well. And then, senior year, I was head drummer. So must have been doing something right. I must have been doing something right. You was like you about to say Nick Cannon? Don't even do it. Man, I was Nick Cannon, bro. You was Nick Cannon. Come on now. Yeah, I was Nick Cannon on that. Yeah, you was giving him the Nick Cannon. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. That's what's up. So, did you do well in school? Was there any aspirations for college afterwards? School, yeah. I was a decent guy in school. You know what I mean? I did what I had to do. I didn't do above and beyond. I did what I had to do. We gonna say it like that. That was me. I did what I had to do to get by. I wanted to go to school for music education, but some things deterred and kind of steered me to a different path. But that wasn't a plan. The plan was to go to Michigan. But other things the world had other plans for me. So but see, I mean, but I think there's a lesson in that too, right? That sometimes you just follow your heart. Like you can always listen. People are going to tell you to do what they want you to do. They think it's in your best interest. That is oftentimes that's their fear steering you in a direction that they think is right for you, because we just think a little bit differently, right? Right. Entrepreneurs,
the thrill seekers, the ones that don't want to follow the status quo. Like we just see things differently. Sometimes it's not popular. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, absolutely.
But here you are, a massive, influencer, which means that the things that you're doing, people have a genuine interest in the content that you're providing. So, yeah, folks, if there's a lesson in that, follow your heart, right?
Absolutely.
Follow your heart, because it's not always the path that everyone wants you to go. It's the path that you really feel where you want to go. All right.
I don't even know if I can say it really. Like, I'm against school unless you're like into law, doctor, or anything teaching related. I'm against school, bro. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, bro, but I'm against school,
you are.
man. I'm against it.
I'm in the school department.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I'm in the school department. What's
Okay.
crazy, but I'm a behavior specialist.
Okay.
So I got my degree in criminal justice.
Okay.
But yeah, but I mean, I went to college, but I can tell you, like, I don't remember any of that content. Come on, man. Like, I don't remember any of that. Like, I remember relationships. I remember, nights. I remember, but content, absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't know. For me,
it's not for everybody, man.
It's not. And for me, the reason why it's like, I don't know. For me, it depends on what you want to do. Say, for instance, I wanted to go to school for audio engineering at one point. I wanted to mix. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to mix because I used to make music back in the day. And it was like, oh, you need to go to school and you need to have this right here. And I'm like, I could make some fire beats. Like, I still got some music back in the day. And I'm like, yo, this is hot. But you need to have this little certificate to be valid. And I'm like, when it comes to, like I said, law, medical, and anything teaching related, I get it. But for certain things, I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of against the system, bro. Y'all should try to beat the system.
Yeah, listen, I couldn't agree more. And I'm in the school department, and I hope there's gonna be some folks that see this. But I think that every one of the students that I deal with in my high school, and I'm the basketball coach there. I'm the assistant basketball coach for varsity, so I'm still around the game. But yeah, I would concur with you, brother. Like I told the story of the day. Look, I've been through. I'm 53. I'm blessed to be 53. Hopefully, I look decent still at 53.
You look good, Finesse.
Yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. And look, and since high school, I've never had a conversation with anyone all over the world. Wherever I've been all over the world. I've been on the red carpet everywhere. I've never had a conversation about the periodic table.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying, like, ever.
Yeah.
Ever, anywhere.
Uh-huh.
Ever. So some things, you're right. I just like, listen, don't mix bleach and ammonia. That's all you need to know.
Don't mix them.
I agree. It's not gonna work out well for you. All right, so after high school, what was the plan? The plan was what? You wanted to get into, so college wasn't really the plan. It's not for me. Was gonna go to Michigan, and then you decided, what, you pivoted somewhere. What was the pivot?
You want to know what the pivot was? All right, so I worked at a restaurant like ever since I was 16. I worked at this place called Ponderosa, right? Shout out to Ponderosa.
Back in the day, yeah.
Yeah, so I worked at a spot called Ponderosa. That was, if you work there, we got memories. We do. But after that, it was like, I wanted to play semi-pro basketball. I really did. And, so I was like, what? I'm about to take a leave of absence from my job. Long story short, I ended up quitting my job, trained to play basketball. And then I got redshirted. So basically what that means, if somebody gets injured, then they call you.
Right.
And there was like 160 something guys that tried out for this semi-pro league, right? And they picked 14 guys, and I was number 16. You know what I'm saying? So then they were just like, if somebody gets injured, we got you. No, of course you're not wishing somebody would get injured. I don't want nobody to get hurt. Right. But I want some PT, but I don't want nobody to get hurt. So that didn't happen. So then I'm like, I need some money. So I started working at Mattress Firm. And for people who follow me on TikTok, they know that I used to make my videos in the store. Like when I started to really blow on TikTok, I was making videos in the store. And even my district manager at the time, they were like, yo, did you shoot that in the store? I'm like, yeah, I did. But one of my first, I wouldn't say the first viral video, but one of my first viral videos went crazy that I shot in the Mattress Firm. But that was the plan. The plan was to, like, you know what? It's time to move out on my own. It's time to grow up. It's time to grow up. So when I worked at Mattress Firm, I was making really good money. But that's you signing your life away, man. That's sales hours. You know, sales hours, right?
Absolutely.
You working 9 to 9, 10 to 10, 10 to 8. And it's like, yo, I'm a young guy.
On the holidays, especially around the holidays.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm a young guy. So it's like, I'm not enjoying my life. I'm not enjoying what I got going on. So that's what I started to do. And then the reason, like how I got into content was my boy Tim from LA. He seen one of my videos on Instagram when I was still at Mattress Firm. I was like, dude, you silly. You should come out here and shoot. And he was working with people that I grew up watching, like, I don't know, Marlon Webb. You know, he was working with King Vader. He was working with like all these people that I loved watching, Splack, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, you're asking me to come out? Yeah, I'll come out. He was like, yeah, you could stay with me. And I'm like, oh, I could stay with you. He's like, yeah, stay with me and my girl at the time. I'm like, say less. So I went out there, and I remember on the plane ride home after I went out there, because we went to a party for the Zeus Network, and like Blame It on K-Way was there, Dave Storm was there. There's so many different creators that I used to watch growing up. I'm like, yo, on the way home, I don't ever want to work a 9 to 5 again. So now it's time to grind.
Sometimes that's all it takes. And I can tell you this, I don't know, like all the names you mentioned, I have no idea who they are. we're showing, I have no idea. I'm sitting there like this, like no idea who these people are, right? But that's the beauty, because it's like it's really merging the older generation, like myself, with the younger generation, right? And it might be a good segue right now as far as even the name. So, you know, I met my man Nike through a mutual friend of ours, you know, our Goldilocks, amazing soul, amazing, she's doing some amazing stuff for not just for women, just people in general. And when I saw his name, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's kind of dope. Obviously, the name Finesse is in the name, right? So once I seen Finesse, I'm like, we're gonna connect on this, on everything, right? So I wasn't like, nah, that's fugazi, like, nah, like I was never that dude. So tell the folks how you got your name. Like, how did Nike Finesse come about, and at what point in time, like, how old were you? Was it something that happened in the, you know, with the crew? It just kind of stumbled out. How did you come up with Nike Finesse?
Wow. Okay, I'm about to really show some I don't even know what you want to call it, but before I was named Nike Finesse, I used to make music, and my name was The Kid Candy, DAKIDKANDI. That's what
comments. You're getting that in the comments.
That's what I used to go by. Like, that was my name on Xbox. That was my name everywhere. I got shirts made, hats made. It was The Kid Candy. Weak name. I can't believe I even told y'all that, but that was what it was before. So growing up, you know, I started to love playing basketball a little bit more, and I used to be really flashy with, you know, lays, jelly, like different passes, and the name just Finesse started to come out. People used to call me Finesse, like, oh, he always finishing with finesse. And then I love Nike as a brand. So it's like, you know, you put 2 and 2 together in a little bad weather, you got Nike Finesse. You know what I'm saying? So that's literally how it stuck, Nike Finesse. And then when I went on TikTok, I wanted to use Nike _Finesse or Nike Finesse, but the name was already taken. So that's when I was like, you know what? OMG, it's Nike Finesse.
Word.
There you have it.
So have you met any of the people who have that name? Have they reached out to you?
No.
Yeah. Okay. That's what's up.
Yeah.
Well, listen, you know it's a dope name.
Right? I mean, you got Finesse in it too. I mean, we right here.
Yeah, I got mine in college. Mine was in college. I didn't have I didn't have a DJ name until it was literally my junior year in college. I was spinning in high school as well, all the high school parties, but I didn't get my name until it's crazy, brother. It's a funny story, and I'll tell it quick because it's really about you, not about me. But there's some similarities in this. So we had been out Friday night, and listen, if you were in college, like there was parties at the University of Rhode Island, like every night you was finding parties. So we had a radio show called Strictly Business that was starting on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Why, I have no idea. That was our slot though. So we was out late drinking, having a partying, DJing, like Friday nights. I woke up hungover, 9 o'clock on everything. I'm like, I gotta get in the shower. So I'm in my dorm, hopped in the shower, literally. This is literally. And y'all might not remember because it's a lot older. So I'm showering. I'm like, okay, I need to wash my hair. I grabbed a shampoo bottle. It was Finesse shampoo.
No.
On everything.
No.
I'm like, there it is. It's DJ Finesse. That's it. Because up until that point, it was my first radio show, and I didn't have a name at all. So I seen a bottle of shampoo. I'm like, damn, good thing this wasn't Head and Shoulders or Pert or something. You know what I'm saying? Good thing it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, some crazy, but that's how I got my name. I was like, yo,
Could
Finesse.
you imagine that DJ Tresemme? Ooh la la.
You know what I'm saying? Would not have worked, but that's how I got my name. Okay,
Yeah.
so Nike Finesse, and that stuck obviously. So your friends, you know, your inner circle, they call you that as well.
Everybody calls me. Okay, look, if you went to school with me, you still call me by my name. You
The
know,
government name. Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
yeah.
Yep.
But now it's crazy because Nike, yo Nike, yo Nike. It's like that's all I hear now is Nike, and it's
Yeah.
like that's
Yeah.
I feel like that is my name. Like I only answer to Nike now. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
the chain is Nike. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So let's get into, okay, so at what point in time, or how old were you when you first started thinking about content, when you, that plane ride back,
Wow.
was it a while? Was it?
You know, I started thinking about being an influencer before that. It was before that because I think I was still in high school at the time, and I used to watch people like Spoken Reasons. I don't know if people in the chat will know who I'm talking about, but Spoken Reasons. I used to watch people like Emmanuel Hudson. I used to watch people like who else? Long Beach Griffey, Caleb City. Like those are people that I always used to look at DJ for this. I used to watch all those people, and it's like I would watch them. I'm like, yo, I could do this. Like I could do this. I know I could do this, but I never applied it. You know what I'm saying? I never applied it, and that's on me. And even watching old Viners, like I never hopped on Vine. I feel like if I would have hopped on Vine, it would have been it too. But that's when I started. So I'd probably say maybe 17 years old is when I really was like, yo, I want to do this. 17, but I didn't actually do it until what year are we in? I've been doing this for about 4 years now, 4 years. So I didn't do
So you
it
held
for a
off for a
while.
minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
What, okay, so tell our viewers, like, so what held you back? What was I know you knew you could do it. You had an interest. You came back saying, look, 9 to 5, ain't doing it. So what held you from starting in that moment? What kept you back from just starting in that moment?
Literally starting. That's what held me back. You know, being the fact that I'm from Ohio, dude. And the thing about it is before I started really getting into it, and even after I started really getting into it, I used to talk to people all the time, like, hey, like I'm trying to be an influencer. They're like, dude, you're in Ohio. You need to move out to like New York, Florida, California if you want to do stuff like that. Everybody used to always say that in my ear, like, you need to go out there if you're trying to do that. And it's like when you hear that type of, you know, them words, you're like, maybe they're right. You know, maybe I can't do that here. So it's like literally starting is what held me back. I didn't think that I knew I could do it, but I didn't have that affirmation like, hey man, you got this, you got this. So it's like I held myself back. That's literally all it was. It was me.
So is it my ignorance by believing, like, so I'm just thinking that it's a social media influencer. So why would you have to be in a certain location?
Because that's before collabing over the internet was a thing. Like when you think about back then when Vine was popping, everybody was together. Like the Viners all lived in a section. People, they all lived together. And it's like you still can collab. Of course, me personally, if you want to get a dope collab, you still would have to be in person. I feel like it flows better if you are in person, but you can do it over the internet. You know what I'm saying? Sure. And on top of that, before TikTok came out, sketch comedy was in. You got people like Adam W, which I don't know if you know who that is, but Adam W, you know, even like I said before, Day Storm, Marlon Webb, sketch comedy was so funny. It was booming. And now TikTok came out, and now you can do that yourself. People play themselves. Like a good example is Caleb City, but people play different characters and they're themselves, but they just put a different shirt on. You're a different persona. You know what I mean? And it's
I've seen that in your videos. Yeah, it's dope.
Yeah. Now that's a thing. Before, nobody was really doing that. So it's like, oh, I don't have the people to do it. You know what I'm saying? And in this small town, nobody's really doing that. Nobody's really like, oh, let's be an influencer. They may have the idea, but nobody's really putting in the effort to do it. You know what I mean?
So was that what drew you to TikTok? The fact that you could do it by yourself, it didn't really need to be like, why TikTok? Why was that the platform that you felt that you could really, expose yourself and really, show the world your talent?
So believe it or not, the reason why I got on TikTok is funny story. Is I was watching Ellen DeGeneres, and she was.
You know who that is?
Oh, you know that? All right, we got one. We got him. But I was watching Ellen DeGeneres, and I seen she was posting people's TikToks on her thing, and I'm like, yo. And I even seen a couple ads scrolling on YouTube, and I'm like, yo, I feel like TikTok is gonna be the next wave. Because before TikTok, it was people were still on Instagram. They needed another platform that was going to be the next wave. And I'm like, yo, I really think TikTok is going to be the next biggest thing. Yo, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie. There was a point in time when TikTok first came out, because for those of y'all who don't know, TikTok used to be Musically. It used to be Musically, and Musically is predominantly a kid app. Not all people, but it was more of like a kid-friendly app. So when you hear TikTok, oh, they converted over, or Musically, they converted over to TikTok. You're like, oh man, it's kind of embarrassing. And people used to come up to me all the time, like, hey, bro, you got a TikTok? No, I ain't got no TikTok. Bro, come on, like, no, I ain't got no TikTok. No, that's for kids. You know what I mean?
Was me.
Yeah, bro. It was like, if you had TikTok, you was looked at like, oh, bro, this kind of weird, bro. He got a TikTok. You was looked at as weird. So it's like now, if you're like, hey, bro, follow me on my TikTok or add me on my TikTok. It's so crazy how it changed. But I was in the beginning stages when TikTok first came out. I kind of like grew with the platform. You know what I mean? And like, I wish I would have hopped on it sooner. Believe it or not, I wish I would have hopped on it sooner, because I had that taste in my mouth, like, oh man, people found my TikTok page. Ah man, I was embarrassed, bro. But TikTok, the reason I got on it was because of seeing that Ellen DeGeneres thing. And when you're in the social media box, when you're in the square, you always got to keep up with what's trending. Like, things come and go quick. They come and go so fast. There was an app called Cheese, didn't make it. There was an app called Firework, didn't make it. But again, you want to hop on because you never know. You never know what's going to be booming.
Right. Mm-hmm. All right, and that's a great segue too, because we talked about the stigma of TikTok, and that's for young people. And again, me being 53, I'm like, I'm not doing that. Like that's for young kids, right? And also too, and I'll be real, I'll be totally transparent. Sometimes those of us, and you play the music, you play an instrument, right? So obviously I'm a DJ, and my instruments are these turntables behind me. So if I'm being real, I keep it a stack all the time.
Yeah.
I was probably one of the people that felt like this was nonsensical. Like, what is the talent really behind this, right? And I'm sure you get that a lot. Like is it real talent as far as creating content? But you learn real quick when you post a video and you get 5 likes.
Yep.
You learn real quick that there's some talent for producing good content that people really want to see and engage with and connect with. So have you felt like that? Have you felt like people are like, yo, man, like, what's your talent really? Is that a fair question to ask?
No, that's a great question. That's a great question. Because when I first started TikTok, I was one of the people that was, I don't want to say lip syncing, but you basically take an audio and you kind of lip sync what they're saying and add a little bit of comedic to it. And it's like, when you do that, I get where people could say like, oh, that's not talent. That's not talent. You're literally just lip syncing somebody else's, whatever the case. I get that. And honestly, anybody can go viral on TikTok, but to consistently go viral and to build an audience, to give people a reason to follow you, that's huge. Because so there'll be times where I'm scrolling on TikTok, I see a video, I'm like, this is silly, double tap, but I won't follow him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be a creator. You have to do something to make me want to follow you. If I just see one of your videos, I'm like, oh, this video got like 2 million views. It's funny, but I don't know who this is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who this is. I have no reason to follow him. The video is good. I might even comment on the video. This is silly. I lied. I died laughing, fell on the floor, but I have no reason to follow you. So I do agree that you have to have some type of talent to be successful on TikTok. Can you get a viral video without having talent? Absolutely. Absolutely. TikTok is one of the easiest platforms to go viral on, because you scrolling. It's just showing you on your For You page. You come across something, double tap. That's funny. 50 million people could do that. Oh, that's funny. Double tap. But again, to consistently go viral and to build an audience, 100%, you got to have some type of talent.
Right. And I'm new to TikTok, right? And for me, I feel like, okay, I'm still DJ Finesse, still getting booked to do gigs all over. I'm the DJ for Providence College Friars, so I still can do a lot of stuff. So I need to be somewhat relevant and in the know.
Yeah.
So, and I have a video that got 6.2 million views on it.
Yep.
It had nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with DJ Finesse whatsoever. Nothing to do with me, right? So, but again, to be able to post, like, I watch your videos, I'm watching 22 million, 18 million. Like, you're right. Consistently getting the viewership, the following, building the brand. So like, I don't know how to do that, right? I don't even know if I'm interested in that. I don't really know that. But I do know that blue check looks sexy. Okay? There are blue check by people's names looks extremely sexy.
I
You
was
know what I'm
so
saying?
happy when I got that. I was so happy when I got that check.
And I know there's some folks out here. Listen, I know some folks right here in the comments that would love to know. So, what does it take to get a blue check?
So,
And what does that even mean?
blue check, believe it or not, blue check is like the popular table at the lunch table. That's all it is. That's literally it is. Like, it doesn't do much for you. I mean, you don't get paid exponentially. And I'm not like, you don't, it's nothing crazy. It's literally like, hey, bro, you trying to sit at the cool table? Yeah, come sit at the cool table. That's all it is. But how
I
you
had
do
the cool table, yeah. I had the cool table.
That's literally all it is, man. Like, people are waiting, like, oh man, once you get that blue check, you gotta be making money. I'm like, nah, I'm making the same amount as I was before the blue check. It's just the cool people's table. But how to get the blue check is literally going viral on multiple different accounts and also reaching out. Like, it's simple as reaching out. Because I remember when I signed with my first agency, I had 800K at the time, and I'm like, yo, I want that blue check. They were like, okay, say less. So, I have a plug with TikTok. All you gotta do is reach out to TikTok, and they may ask you to they may ask you for like your viral clips, or they may ask, like, why should we verify you type deal. You know what I'm saying? But reaching out is all it really is. You just gotta reach out. Now Instagram is the hard one. The Instagram, you need DNA, you need hair follicles, shoe size, socks, like you need all of that to get verified on Instagram.
So and don't give away all the tips, because my thoughts are you need to do a masterclass, right? So don't give it all away right now. Give them enough to want to sign up for your masterclass. How to get the check. Let's get to the bag. We're getting to the bag, right? We get to the bag.
Absolutely.
Right. So, and I know you obviously, when we were walking down in the in the hotel or the casino, kind of getting back into some of the music and the talent wise, as far as you being talented, and you do your own content. I don't see you lip syncing. Like, this is you creating, acting, engaging, singing. So I was pleasantly shocked, bro, as we were walking in. You was doing the selfie thing and you were singing. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, like, this brother can sing, right? This brother can actually sing. So that in itself let me know that people like you are extremely talented. They're not just like some fly by night lucky kid that jumped on TikTok. Like, that's not you. So what are you doing with your music? Right? What's the plan for your music? Is TikTok another lane that you're using to promote the next phase? Is music the next phase for you? So I want to get into that a little bit, because folks got to know, man. Folks got to know if they don't already know.
So for me, music was my first love. Yeah. For those of y'all who don't know, music was my first love before I even got into content. Like, I wanted to do music bad. I wanted to be an audio engineer. I wanted to produce. I wanted to sing. I wanted to rap. I wanted to do all of that. So I still have songs that I haven't even released that are done that I wrote years and years ago. You know what I'm saying? So that was my first love. And then I fell in love with the whole content aspect of things. And I was like, I'd rather do this instead. So now what I plan to do is I plan to bring comedy into music and kind of be something similar to like a Weird Al. Who Weird Al is, right?
Yep. Yes. Yankovic. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's more my lane.
Yeah. Like, he did a bunch of songs just like where they're parodies, but they're catchy. You know what I'm saying? They're catchy. Like, they stick in your head. You're like, yo, I gotta hear that again. It's so goofy. It's stupid. But stupid funny that's my lane. That's my lane. Stupid funny. Like that Family Guy humor. Like, bro, this is so stupid, but it's funny. Yeah.
Okay. So that's okay. And I know that you did create I know you shot a video.
Yes, we did. Right? Yes, we did.
Yeah. So where can so the name of the video is what? And
I saw
the video. It's dope.
We did a song called I Should Have Bought You Trident. I Should Have Bought You Trident. And it's about a girl with bad breath. And no spoilers, but it may or may not be based on a true story, but it's about a girl having bad breath. So we shot that, and it was in Mass. We shot that in Mass, and it was so funny, like, because we got large toothbrush, and we had toothbrush on mic stands.
I was on set.
It was amazing, because it's like seeing my vision being brought to life was huge, because I wrote that song a while ago, and then I revamped it and put it to a new track. You know what I mean? And it was amazing.
You have a legendary feature on there, right?
Yeah, we have Paul Anthony, the legendary. on there. We
Never
had Paul Anthony on there. We had my boy Boss on there, and yo, it was a good time. But we were in this. I don't want to say it was abandoned, but we were in this building practicing choreography for like maybe 2 hours and getting our steps down. And my boy Boss, he got 2 left feet, man. Mans cannot dance at all, bro. It's the worst. It was hard to watch. It was bad.
It was costing y'all.
Oh, it was bad. And it's like Paul would like, oh, do it like this. And we had Anwar up there too. He was like, do it like this. And then Boss would butcher it. I'm like, bro, we gonna be up here till tomorrow at this point.
Now, where can folks see the video? Is that on your YouTube?
Yeah, it's on my YouTube, and it's actually on all platforms. If you just want to hear the song too, it's on Apple Music, Spotify. You can even find it on Snapchat and Instagram. It's crazy, but
Dope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as far as you moving forward, you know, I know that COVID has affected a lot of folks, and I always like to say that first and foremost, I hope everyone in your family is safe. Right, safe and healthy first and foremost. Did that affect how you approached, content? Did you have to pivot in any direction? And do you foresee any challenges moving forward?
COVID, and I say this lightly, COVID was probably the best thing that happened to me. It was, and the reason why is because when the whole world shut down, everybody ain't have nothing to do. So what they do? Pulled up their phone. Everybody was on their phone. Everybody was doing that. So that's when I jumped on TikTok heavy. And that's when the numbers started to really push. But obviously, COVID is a horrible thing. But that was probably the best thing that happened to me for my career itself. Just because everybody's on their phone already. I mean, nobody's working. Everybody's at the crib. That's when content creators really started to take off because we ain't doing nothing anyway. You know what I'm saying? You pull out your phone, you record a video, you build relationships. And so COVID didn't stop me. It stopped my actual job at Mattress Firm.
Right.
But it didn't stop me. It actually gave me an incentive to push what I actually wanted to do.
It was more of a blessing in disguise, right?
Literally.
For a lot of people. And it's funny because I remember watching, I think Oprah Winfrey was interviewing Alicia Keys. And she made this statement and it hit me hard. And not because I wasn't doing anything, but a lot of folks weren't able to pivot, right? And she literally said, if you're not going to do anything in this time, you won't do anything ever. I'm saying with the world slowing down, with us having so much time. She's like, if you're not going to do anything during this time, you ain't doing anything ever.
Wow. Yeah. No, that's good.
Ever. Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so I think even me starting to restructure stuff like the Finesse Your Lifestyle brand.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, you know what? It's time to create the lifestyle brand. And it was literally, you're right. Like, we were at home, kids are being homeschooled.
Yep.
So I'm at home. I'd have to go into the school, right? Still getting paid, but checking in with kids online, everything else. But it really did give me time to restructure the whole branding process for where I wanted to go. So yeah. All right. So quick question then, because I got some questions I wanted to really challenge you as far as So if you could be sitting with any historical figure right now, if you could have coffee or a drink with any historical figure, I love asking this question. Who would it be? Anyone. And why?
Oh man, for those who actually know me, they know what I'm gonna say to this. Jamie Foxx.
Word.
Jamie Foxx is literally my idol, man.
I can see that though.
That is my idol. And the reason why is because I grew up watching Jamie Foxx, and even though the show In Living Color, that was before my time, but
Wanda.
still, Wanda, hey boo. But growing up watching the Jamie Foxx show In Living Color, like Jamie Foxx, he plays piano. He's an actor. He likes to sing. He can dance. Like everything that Jamie Foxx does is like an embodiment of who I am trying to be. You know what I'm saying? Even doing stand-up, that's something that I would when you said what I would want to tackle later on down the road. I want to get into stand-up too. Like there's so much that he already does, and is literally an inspiration to me. I can recite one of Jamie Foxx's stand-ups from start to finish. Like it's that bad. Like I'm that guy. You know what I mean?
Now, were you always into comedians, like comics? Who's some of the goats? So yeah, give me some goats. Like
okay. So obviously Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle, easily.
Yeah.
Cat Williams, come on. I like Jamie Foxx. You could even go to Eddie Murphy. You could do Kevin Hart. Everybody loves Kevin Hart.
Can you go as far back? Do you go like to Richard Pryor?
I was gonna say Richard Pryor, but that's probably Bernie Mac. You know what I mean?
Bernie Mac,
Steve Harvey,
Cedric. Yeah. So you watch
Cedric the Entertainer. Yes.
Well,
bro.
I mean, obviously you want to study the greats because you want to be great yourself. So that makes sense.
Yes.
So again, are these platforms? Because I always say that this is you can use these things to launch other things, right? So they're not always the end all be all.
No,
right?
And TikTok is
conduit
definitely
sometimes,
not.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, could you ever see yourself doing some stand-up skits and posting them?
Absolutely.
As well? Yeah.
Absolutely. I have in my notes in my phone little sketches, like little whatever, like intros that I would start off, like little jokes that I would, you know what I'm saying, I would talk to myself in the mirror, like, oh, I think this will be funny on a stand-up. So absolutely.
Okay. So Jamie Foxx, and I can see that. And I met Jamie a couple of times, and I mean, one of the I think he really set the stage. I know Eddie tried to sing, right? Eddie got a couple joints out.
What was it? What was it?
Yeah, like Party All the Time.
Yeah.
Right. But Eddie could sing, he could hold a note, but Jamie could sing. That's a little different, right?
Really sing.
Yeah, that's a little.
My mom loved that Party All the Time song.
Did she really?
Yeah, she did.
Is that like that Saturday morning clean the house music?
Yeah,
in the car. Yeah, she doing this
the whole time, man. That's mom, man. That's my heart right there.
That's the mom dance. Yep. All right, so Jamie Foxx would be that person.
Yeah. So
we're gonna speak that. And listen, that we're speaking that into existence. Like that's going to happen.
I believe it. I absolutely believe that. I really do.
And maybe I can ask this too, because what I'm noticing too with social media influencers is that you have a lot of artists like ourselves, like the singers, and because you're an artist in its own lane, that are actually reaching out to you.
Yeah.
Because of your influence and because of the amounts of people that are really following you guys. Like I know you did something with the Denver Broncos?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah. And what was that like?
So
the Denver Broncos reached out to you. So you want to tell some folks about that, about what went down with that?
They reached out and they wanted, it was for a field day. It was for charity, honestly. But they invited me out there to do a dance with the cheerleaders and to just basically, it was for like the kids that, don't really have too much, but basically showing them a good time. So we went down there it was me, KJ, Devin Funches was down there, a bunch of other people too, but those are the people that I was like kicking it with. They're hilarious individuals, by the way, But we went down there and they were trying to beat what is his name? Gronk. They were trying to beat Gronk's record by dropping a football out of a helicopter and catching it from, I don't remember how far it was, but they were trying to beat his record, right? So we get out there and it was sprinkling a little bit, but the first guy, it was the Kafusi twins. Am I saying it right? The Kafusi twins?
I believe so.
Are. Okay, they play football too. They were trying to catch it at first. They were trying to do it at first, and they couldn't get it right. So then KJ came out. KJ, he was so close to getting it, but it hit him straight on the head, right? And then they called Devin Funches out. Devin Funches, a couple of tries, he caught it. Everybody went crazy. But he beat his record. But
what was the record? Do you know?
I wish I knew. I don't remember what the number was.
Okay.
But yeah, everybody went crazy. And then, the kids had different activities, throwing the football. We were doing like a 2-legged race, things like that, or the 1-legged race, I'm sorry, and things like that. But it was a great time. It was a great time.
So was that the start of kind of like you getting reached out to from companies and
I think different
industries that wanted to really use you as a voice for their products or their services?
Yeah, that was the first bigger company for something like that. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. Now, are you very selective in who you work with as far as people that reach out to you and when you endorse their brand?
I am just because when you're an influencer, you want to influence the right way. You know what I mean? So I've had brands like Adam and Eve reach out to me. And I'm like, my audience is between the ages of like 9 to I'd say about 25. That's the main source of my audience. What they gonna do with that? They gonna do with that? Yeah, so like, nah.
Well, they better not be doing like most of them, right?
Yeah. So and then I had weed companies reach out to me, and I'm like, nah, I can't do that. Vape companies, nah, I can't do that. But so I am very selective when it comes to that because again, influence. So
Okay. And speaking of influence, so as far as family, right? What's your family like? How'd you grow up as far as like siblings, brothers and sisters? And then I want to segue into this question too, as far as influence. Who are the three most influential people in your life?
Wow. So I grew up with a brother and a sister in the household, at least, and
Okay. Yeah. Older,
and
younger?
I'm the youngest.
The
My
youngest, okay.
brother is the middle child, and my sister is the oldest. The three biggest influences in my life. Okay, the first one easily is my mom, without a doubt. Like, for those of y'all who know, I will say it proudly. I am a mama's boy. I am a mama's boy, and my mom is my whole entire heart. My mom has always had faith in me from the beginning when I wasn't even doing content, and it's been so supportive even now. Like, I would do anything for her. I would literally do anything for her. Like, people ask me all the time, like, "Oh, why don't you move?" That is the reason why I don't move.
Yeah.
That is the main reason why, because I'm not going anywhere without her. You know what I'm saying? She raised us by herself, and I got so much respect for that. You know what I'm saying? Doing all of that, one, being able to provide for your kids and give them everything that they wanted, on top of being like your best friend. Like, that's a lot. So my mom is my everything. So that's my first. Believe it or not, my second is my brother. My second is my brother Rico. That's my second. The reason being is because growing up, my dad, he wasn't around. You know what I'm saying? And he stepped up to the plate. And even though he was only 3 years older than me, he played that father role. Like, my brother is the reason why I'm doing. My brother's the reason why I play the drums. Like, he's the reason why I do half of the things that I do, because I want to, I want to be like him. I want to be like that guy. You know what I'm saying? So the second would be my brother, and the third would probably be God. Probably be God, without a doubt. You know what I'm saying? Because he set the tone, he set the path for me to be in this position that I am today. So without him, none of this even exists. So,
and that's so dope, man, because I think a lot of people say it, and I think they say it's more of a, like, almost like cliche, right? You say everyone, and I'm not questioning anybody's faith, right? Or what they believe in. Like, I'm not afraid to tell people, like, he's real, man. Like I'm a sea survivor, right? And not COVID.
I get it.
The other one.
Yeah.
And I know, like, by the grace of God, man, it's been 5 years, and I'm here, and I'm in the best shape of my life, and I'm blessed.
That's dope, man.
I take every day, man. Every day, I say it all the time. Every day we get is a blessing.
Yeah.
Right? Every day, because we're not promised tomorrow.
Right.
So to have the ability to be here, speak to you, talk to you, engage with you, and others like you, and celebrities, like, I'm blessed. Like, I'm fully blessed. But it didn't come easy. Like, we putting the work in. Like,
absolutely.
I work, man. Like I go hard. Still at 53, as far as trying to be relevant in my lane, as far as being a DJ. I'm a self-published author. You can see the book behind this, my little selfless plug, right?
Yeah.
It's on Amazon, still doing exceedingly well. Getting into motivational speaking, obviously, and just trying to just add, how do I add value to the lives of other people? So, and I knew that this conversation would add value to the lives of those that follow you. You have tons of followers, and that's the goal. The goal wasn't to, get here and talk about me. The goal is to talk about you and how do I add value. And for me, the podcast and having the right people on the podcast is how I add value, because stories is how people can get through. Right? It's not facts, it's stories, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm asking certain questions so you can tell your story,
so
they can create their story.
Yeah.
All right. So another question I wanted to ask you. Hold on. I got my notes right here. So we talked about why TikTok. So you said all right, so YouTube. What's the difference between TikTok and YouTube? And are there some similarities? Is TikTok your main hub, or do you feel like YouTube is a broader reach? Like, what's the difference between the two of them? Because I know you have over 1 million subscribers on YouTube.
So TikTok was my starting point, but believe it or not, YouTube is my main source of income right now. YouTube is going to always be bigger than almost any other platform. YouTube is huge.
Sure.
So everybody, when TikTok came out, everybody wanted to compete with TikTok. So that's why Instagram Reels came out, Snapchat Spotlight came out, YouTube Shorts came out, because everybody trying to compete with what they got going on. So YouTube Shorts and YouTube itself will always be bigger than TikTok. But TikTok is what I'm most known for. But YouTube is my main source of income. It's because the reach is huge on YouTube. The reach is way bigger on YouTube than it is on TikTok, and the opportunity is way bigger, believe it or not, too. Especially when you're an influencer, YouTube's opportunity is way bigger than TikTok. Way bigger.
Is there a blue check on YouTube? So is it blue?
No, I mean it's just a check.
It's a check.
It's just a check. And the thing about it is, you don't even have to do anything crazy to get that check on YouTube. You just need, when you get a check on YouTube, all it means is, hey, this is you. That's all it is. You don't have to do anything crazy. It's just, hey, this is you. So yeah, I have a check on YouTube as well, but it's just like verifying that, hey, this is Nike Finesse. This is Nike Finesse.
And you said that YouTube is your main source of income. So tell folks, and again, not getting into specifics, but what kind of brands reach out to influencers? What are they looking for? What is it about you that they like? And obviously, are there deals that come up? I know you now have management, right? So you have to get into the whole, I need a manager now to manage all the stuff with our girl Goldilocks. So as far as like, if someone's asking, like, what kind of money can you actually make? And how often do brands reach out to you? What are they looking for? And what is it about your brand that's really attractive to them?
So people who follow me for a while now, they know I used to do debate videos. I still do them now, but debate videos where you take a company and you compare it with another company. Like for instance, I did Pepsi and I did Coca-Cola. I did those two brands like that. So that's what I was known for back then. Brands love that because I'm already doing that and people already love that. But now you can incorporate X brand right here and talk your thing. So brands loved that. Like when I first started getting into like brand deals, they loved that. I worked with Take 5 Oil, Valvoline. I've worked with Me Undies. I've worked with Doritos, the Mexican drink. I've worked with War Robots, Angry Birds, Netflix. Like I worked with so many different brands and they loved it because I'm already doing it anyway.
You're doing what we're saying. What we're thinking, you're doing.
Literally that. And that's what I love too, because when it comes to the brand versus brand things, I'm literally just saying what people are thinking. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying what you guys are thinking, but I'm putting my comedic spin on it. You know what I'm saying? So, but brands love that because it comes off as natural. What a brand hates is like, they hate that, hello, follow me, and this is a great value water. 2 sips a day keeps the dark night. They hate that. They want it to come natural with your audience. And me doing that already, it came natural with the audience. So brands loved that. They loved that. And they reach out to you. What they're looking for is for you to promote them without it coming off as addish and coming off as like scripted. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want.
Right. Okay. That's dope. So these are 2 questions I like to end with, but I also want to get into I'll ask those at the end. But I want to get into, so what is next for you? I know you're coming into CT, right? Connecticut.
Yes.
So you got a hosting gig, right? When is that?
That's July 29th.
July 29th. You will be in Connecticut hosting.
Yes.
And I just got the phone call that we tag teaming that, bro.
I was gonna say I heard.
Listen, Finesse squared. Like you hosting, I'm DJing. Look, folks, take this. Look. The world runs on relationships.
Yeah.
When you can collaborate, so we're gonna go collaborate in person, right?
Yeah.
You can collaborate. That's where it's at. That's if you can add value, love on somebody, add value, and as long as you help someone get what they want, you'll get everything you want. You've got to learn to put everyone first, right? So we've had conversations about you being on my podcast. And I wanted to make sure that I literally was adding value. That was it. That was my thought. How do I make sure that I add value because of what you're doing, right? I don't have 1 million subscribers on YouTube, right? I don't have 5 million followers on TikTok. So in my mind is I still have to be able to add value to what you're doing in your brand. So here we are, guys. So, before this, it just happened today, right? That I knew you were coming to Connecticut. And I was coming to hold it down anyway. That's an hour from where I'm at. Of course, you're gonna be an hour from me. I'm going. But now all of a sudden, here we go. We're collaborating, and now Finesse is DJing and Nike Finesse is hosting. That's already epic.
Yeah.
Right. That in itself is already epic. Is there anything else you're doing that people can follow? Where can they follow you? Where can they see you outside of any other events coming up? Do you foresee more hosting events? Because now the world is opening up. People are starting to move around a lot more. Do you see yourself being in certain areas, certain cities, certain states? Is that a goal of yours as well?
I travel a lot as it is, but what I'm doing now with me and my boy Blaze, we're going to a lot of conventions. We just left MomoCon. MomoCon was in Atlanta, Georgia, and I will tell you, they showed me the best time. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like, MomoCon was amazing. Like, the amount of people that just stopped and just to take pictures and videos and they were so excited. Just the fact that I was there, I love that energy, because y'all are the reason why I'm here today. You know what I'm saying? They're the reason why I'm here. So as far as any type of cons, we're gonna try to go to DreamCon. We're gonna try to go to Anime NYC. We're gonna try to go to what's the other one? There is one more con that we're trying to go to that's in November. I think it's called Dragon Con. Okay. But those are the 3 conventions that we're gonna try to go to. Other than that, I'll go to LA, I'll go to Florida. Like, we just travel, you know what I'm saying? We just travel and try to network with other influencers as well, too. Yep.
And everything's on your social media, so they can find out everywhere you're going to be, right?
Absolutely.
So let folks know your social media.
Yeah.
As far as, if there's anyone here that doesn't know, right? Where can they find you? On TikTok, it's OMG Nike Finesse, right?
Yeah, on TikTok, it's OMG, it's Nike Finesse. On Instagram, it is Nike_Finesse. And on YouTube, it is just OMG, it's Nike Finesse.
You got that. That's what's up. And you can also, too, on the 29th, see us in Connecticut. So if there's any folks here from New England, right, which is Connecticut to Maine, right, come on out. We'll post that on our social media as well.
Absolutely.
On my Instagram, on my I still got Facebook. Stop playing. I'm an OG. Some of the young folks are like, Facebook, this dude's a dinosaur, right? So I want to end with these 2 questions, right? And I ask this of everyone. If you could be remembered for one thing, what would it be?
Ooh, if I can be remembered for one thing, I want to be remembered for the impact that I have on the people that I come across, and even the people that watch my videos. Like, that's what I want to be remembered for. The whole point of me being an influencer is laughter, because I believe that laughter is the best cure for all types of pain. Every day people go through things, and I believe I was at MomoCon and somebody came up to me and they were like, "Hey, I literally came here specifically because I knew you were going to be here. I had so much going on in my life and I always felt like giving up, but I turn on your videos and you make me laugh." Like, that's the kind of, that right there. I literally, after he told me that, I sat down by the water fountain. I'm like, yo, like, hearing that in person. Yeah, that's deep. That is powerful to me. So being remembered for the impact and the influence I have, and being able to make people's day, being able to make people laugh and smile, that's huge to me. That is huge to me.
Oh, that is so, and that comes, I'm sure it comes from mom.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
That's ingrained deep, early on in an early age.
Yeah.
And last but not least, if you could go back and give the younger 18-year-old you a piece of advice, what would it be?
Stop waiting. I would tell me to stop waiting. And the reason why I say that is, like I told you before, I held my own self back then. If I was 18 years old and knew what I knew now, I feel like I'd be in a completely different spot. So stop waiting. Don't wait around for something that you can make happen yourself.
Yeah. Listen, folks, procrastination is a dream killer.
Yeah.
Like, it truly is a dream killer. Like, I can't say that enough. Like, I put that in my book. And again, if you go on my TikTok, it's so THEE DJ Finesse. I did a video that kind of goes right into that. It's a workout video, but it's a motivational video. I do motivational videos as well. Definitely check that out. But it goes right into what you're talking about. Stop waiting. What is holding you back? And usually it's only us that hold us back, right? Not our friends, not our circle, not our family, not our job. It's us. So the basic premise is like, listen, if you want things to change, you got to change.
That's
right?
it. Absolutely.
That's it. So listen, my brother, I appreciate you, man. I love you, King.
Man, I appreciate you, man.
The world appreciates what you're bringing to the table because you're doing some amazing stuff out there on multiple platforms. I thank you for stopping by the Finesse with special guests. You are my special guest, Nike Finesse. And big things on the horizon from this gentleman, guys. And we appreciate all the love. I know he appreciates it.
100%.
All the love that he gets because he can't send that message out without you following. And, he knows he's touching lives, man. So let's keep doing that. Let's keep being impactful, brother. And I will see you in Connecticut.
Absolutely.
And, folks, man, listen, we hope that one story, one segment, one piece of this allows you to change some things in your life and have some different choices. So Finesse, special guest. Love y'all, man. See y'all in episode 3.
That's it.
We out. Nike. Love you, brother. Peace.
Love you, man.
All right, we out.